Hey everybody, it's me, Trooper88, back with another MRT video. And if you see my shirt, MRT, so next all my MRT videos will be with my shirt, unless I'm somewhere and I say, hey, let me just do a video, right? So I've been gone. I know I said I was gonna try to do it every week, and I've been gone for a little bit because I was studying for my MBLEX, which is the massage licensing test that you take in your state to get a license for your state, but it's a nationwide thing. The test is nationwide. I passed that, so turn all my stuff in last Friday. I was trying to get that veteran discount, but they were like, nah, I gotta be 5 years. So whatever. So hopefully I had to pay that money. So hopefully by this Wednesday, I'll have my license turned in, everything turned in, say I have my license to be a licensed massage therapist in the state of Florida. So I'm in Florida, the whole state. I'll come to you. So today's MRT skill is going to be real time resiliency, right? And one reason why I picked this skill is because one, it builds on optimism. That's a core competency. And two, this is me real time, right? No pun intended. Actually, pun intended, honestly. Um, Real time resiliency, again, builds on optimism and it helps shut down counterproductive thinking so you can focus on the task at hand. One thing to remember about real time resiliency that, um, as with all the skills, is that they're skills and you have to practice them. Practice, 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 right? Perfect practice makes perfect. If you practice it wrong, you will obviously perform it wrong, right? So here are three questions to ask with this, right? Evidence based. That's not completely true because whatever. Optimism, a more optimistic way of seeing things is this, and put it in perspective, PIIP. The most likely implication is that and I can't blank, right? So I chose this because obviously I failed the MBLEX 3 times. Well, sorry, twice, right? One right after school. I graduated in 2019, and but right after that, right after I graduated, I went to drill sergeant school. Like right after I went to drill sergeant school, I came back and took the test. Now, while I was at drill sergeant school, I was not studying because I was focused on doing my modules and stuff like that at drill sergeant school. So obviously, I came back, thought I was going to take it, and that just it didn't. I didn't pass. Right. I studied again. I took it actually last year, so it took me like a good break because of COVID and everything. And I was really busy with training clients for a good minute, almost 2 years, from 22 to 20 to 22. I was every day I was training, like 5 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night sometimes. So I wasn't really studying, I wasn't really focused. I was focused on making money for my training business. And then I took it last year in November and I studied for a little bit. And yeah. So this whole year I've been gone. I said, I'm gonna take it when I get back. I've been a lot of training in schools and stuff this year, marquee school. And I said I'll take it when I get back. So when I got back, from all these schools, I say, you know what? I need to take my training really seriously. I'm trying to pass this test. There's a lot of good things I can do with being a massage therapist and being a veteran. I want to help veterans through massage therapy. Very discounted prices for them or free for different events and stuff. So I spent the money and paid this for this $45 online program, right? And it was amazing. Had 30. It was amazing, right? I got to my test and boom. All right. So my first thing was evidence based. What if I fail again? And I was like, well, you know what? I sucked so much evidence based, right? I'll fail this test, right? Because I didn't study enough. Well, that's not completely true because I was studying every single day, at least 1 to 2 hours. With quizzes and stuff like that. Um, so the second thing I could say is a more optimistic way. What if I fail? Well, a more optimistic way is I know I did my best and that I'm progressing instead of just doing what I did before, and that's why I failed. Right, so looking at it a positive way, if I did fail, right, and is failing positive? I think it is. It costs money too. The test is like 265, but I would rather learn from something and get better at something, right? I know I need to do something more, right? It's just me. Then putting it into perspective, I said the most likely implication is I'll pass and I can become a licensed massage therapist because I know I've already studied, right? So what evidence do you have for stuff? Keeping things optimism and putting stuff into perspective. Now, some of the pitfalls that you can run into when it comes to these real-time resiliencies is dismissing the truth, right? Lying to yourself, ignoring. So if I hadn't studied, I'd be like, I got this, knowing that I ain't studied, right? That's just what it is. Minimizing the situation. Oh, if I fail, it doesn't really matter that much. I can just take it again. Well, I know if I fail, right, I am potentially not I am losing out on money that I could be making as a licensed massage therapist. I'm not getting able to help people that I want to help, and that was my passion and my goal for doing this. And I can't make money on that in order to help people. Like making money is a good thing, right? You can't help nobody if you're not making money. People say, well, money isn't everything. Well, guess what? I don't pay bills on kindness. Sorry. I don't get to travel on my looks, right? And I don't get to, um, you know, do things that I want to do because I'm an amazing person. Like Disney's not gonna be like, you know what, that person right there, you're a good guy. He's coming for free, right? So we need money, right? Right? We need it, right? So those things matter, right? And I can't, again, I can't help who I want to help if I'm not licensed in the state, right? And then rationalizing or excusing my contribution, right? What I didn't do, passing the blame. Well, my school sucks, so that's why I didn't. And I did that at first because, disclaimer, my school wasn't the greatest at preparing me for the NBLEX, but that I used that blame for a long time, right? And I didn't have this skill. So after I went to this class, I got this skill. Like I practiced this skill. I was like, you know what? No matter what I learned or what I did not learn, I'm going to make sure that I myself focus on what I can do, what I can control, because they're not going to refund me my $10,000 for school. So I might as well get to studying, right, and make it happen. And then just having weak responses to things, like that's really a pitfall. And so one thing to do is to have a gut test, decide if my RTR, real time resilience, is strong enough, right? And that's being real with yourself. Like, hey, I didn't study and I'm nervous for this test, right? I'm not gonna lie, when I finished the test, I was nervous because I was like, man, the questions on this test, I don't remember studying this stuff, right? And what I mean by that is, man, I studied everything. I would write down the quizzes. I would write down the wrong and whatever I got wrong, go back and learn those so I can, okay, I understand that now. Man, wasn't none of that stuff on there, man. And like I was just answering questions, like the questions they asked me, I was answering them, and they were like not hard questions, but like situational questions, and not like it was just weird, right? But all in all, that's what happened. I passed the test. But I used real time resilience too, right? Because I knew that no matter what the outcome was, I really did my best. And I really put forth a lot more effort than I have before in the past, the last 3 years after I finished class. So I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of you guys for looking at this video all the way through. I know it's pretty long, 8 minutes, but this is important. A lot of soldiers, right? This happens to a lot of soldiers, right? You fail Ranger School, you fail airborne school, you get hurt at airborne school, you get hurt at aerosol. That happened to me, and we're sitting there, we're like, man, I can't. I suck at life, whatever, right? No, if you prepared yourself for something, know that it's going to work out in the end, whether it be positive for you at the time or it be negative, but it become a positive situation later on. You can always help another younger soldier with your story, right? Be resilient, practice it. Optimism, right? Optimism isn't dismissing the truth and saying, you know what, I didn't study, but I'm going to go in there and pass the test, right? Optimism, like, you know what, I did what I could do, and it's whatever at this point. I'll do better if I do, right? So hopefully you watched the video all the way through and you enjoyed it and you got my story, something out of my story. I appreciate you guys. This is probably the longest video I did because I'm happy about passing and I need to tell this story. It's very important to me. But you guys have a great day and I hope that you practice these skills.